2 The Redline Productions proudly presents.
Hey there, YouTube. Well, this is just a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to encounter a 2011 Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG out here at auction. I have never seen one out here before, nor did I think they would stash one so far back in the lot for me to tour. This is like one of my favorite models in their lineup. Such a sexy car, just look at it. And it has the Gullwing Doors. I'll show you how that works in a moment. Here's the back end. I love how the rear end, it just slopes down. Let me show you this door, the way it opens in a moment. Yeah, so sleek. Just get a load of these wheels. These 295 30/20s. You can see those vented disc brakes. Now, watch how this door opens. No effort at all. Just look at that. And now look at this interior. The red and black two-tone color. These seats. Just look at that dashboard. Everything so clean. I hope glare is not going to ruin this video because there is lots of sun out here. Key fob right here. You don't necessarily need it because it has push button start right there. Whew. Now that was one sexy startup. Now look at this door. It is quite high up, so that is going to be a problem. Ugh. You gotta have long arms to reach it. But it's so easy to bring down. And it closes with authority. Very solid. Doesn't jiggle around or anything. With all honesty, I never would have expected being able to sit inside an SLS AMG. I mean, literally. This was such a huge surprise for me. I was looking for another car. I think it was a 2013 Lincoln MKS, and I saw this car. I was like, screw the MKS, I gotta do this car. But anyways, let's talk about comfort. Now, these seats are absolutely hard. Though they are so supportive. I mean, if you take this car into a turn, you're not going to slide out or anything. You can see it just hugs your gluteus maximus, and your torso is so hugged. Look at these bolsterings right here. It's very nice though, very classy. And I love how the AMG badge is right there, and it seems like it's metal too. Lots of shoulder room, surprisingly. I mean, you can just open your arms right here, so wide. And the armrest as well goes far back. You don't feel gypped or anything, of comfort right there. Though leg room is a bit of a problem. I mean, this hump is so huge, but you have to understand the proportions of this car. So, it is quite expected. Now, adjustments to the seat are down here. Let me open this door again for a moment. Quite simple, these controls down here. Like any old ordinary car, you can see backrest, memory seating. I just touched the button and the seat was just about to move by itself. And I have thigh support adjusted to the max. I feel that it's lacking somewhat. But it's not too bad, despite the seat having a rather low seating position. And this is quite interesting here. You can actually adjust for more lumbar support over here. The lower sections of your back, and the bolsterings here on the backrest. You can actually open it up a little bit, so... As I opened it, it doesn't feel so snug anymore, and it feels more comfortable once you have it open. Now, interior quality, how can you talk bad about it? I mean, everything is just top-notch. Look at this entire dashboard, leather, exposed stitching right up here. Very beautiful. All over. Look at these vents. Very retro. You can see the Infotainment Center, Navi, everything is in there. I've showed it to you in an S63 AMG that I've done once before, so it pretty much carries over here. It has in-dash 6-disc, has Navi, hands-free controls. It should have Bluetooth and such. Looks like you insert a card or something in here. Something goes in there. But anyways, seats are heated, hazards, backup sensors, dual zone climate control. You can see how the light just moves along with the dial. Let me get this fan going because it's warm. Sport mode and such. Transmission shift points. Push button start. Stability control off. You can see the little indicator right there. The wing and back. It actually went down, but I think I'll leave it up. And this is where you adjust the radio and such. You can see this old school thing. And over here we have a 7-speed dual clutch automated manual. You saw how it works. Reverse. You can see the backup camera. Very clear. It does have manual shift mode. You have the paddles up on the steering wheel. Going over to the side. The center stack over here. All padded. I mean, it's all obvious. Rather small glove box, and it's lit. It's lit as well. Dual latches. Padded. I have to stress that. Steering wheel immensely thick. I mean, look at these huge side bolsterings, and it's leather wrapped. This is where you adjust for system settings and such. Back button. I assume launch control. This car should have that. Self-explanatory things. Hands-free controls. Volume controls, and again the paddles. Mercedes still does the independent cruise control lever. Instrument speed wipers. Steering wheel tilts and telescopes electrically. Knee pads. It does have airbags down here too. It indicates right there, airbag. And everything here is padded. And I just opened the back. I felt something dislatch. E-brake, dislatch right there. Should be electric. Yeah, I just felt it engage. The e-brake is on once you push it. Headlamps, we'll leave them on. And look at this door panel. I don't know, I can't really pull back out. Well, I'll describe the passenger side. The door panel nicely padded on top, as well on the sides, bottom section, the entire thing actually, and you can see the door locks. But let me show you on the driver's side because I have some controls over here. Yeah, you have the power mirrors. They do collapse electrically. You can see them working. Both front windows, auto up and down. That's expected. They were thoughtful enough to pad this section over here because you will rub your butt right here every time you get into this car. So this is padded. A-pillar padded with this suede. And that is the same material that follows over onto the headliner, which is very cushiony, and even this back section over here, the rear deck, you have a little pouch. Center console slides forward, and you can see how it just inserts itself right there. Very easy. You have these dual cup holders, very tiny though. You can so tell that this was a European designed car. Engineered, I mean. Small cup holders. If it were American, you would have had these huge things that would have taken up that whole space. So that's where you insert the key fob in there. Very odd place, but you really don't need to use that. This is actually metal. Listen to that. So this is all metal. That is so surprising. You really don't find that ever. This entire thing is metal. I didn't even realize that. These guys really took it up a notch. Cigarette lighter, everything. This entire lid over here. Overhead console. Well, you really can't store anything, but interior lighting, map lights and such, everything here. Roadside assistance, rear view mirror. I'm so sure that it dims, and you have the compass. Universal garage door opener right below it. Sun visor. It's very tiny, but at least you have a little mirror. And vanity light. Feels quite, I don't know, doesn't feel that great, but I think the sun visor is going to be the last thing you're going to care about in this car. 6.2 liter dual overhead cam V8, 563 horsepower out of this engine. It's normally aspirated, but just look how beautiful this engine is. You can see what it says up there. Still brought over the dual latches on each side of the hood, so the hood will not flap around. Essentially it's the same engine as the S63 AMG that I did a few months ago. It's a beautiful exhaust note. And you actually do have a little grocery holder. That's surprising. You actually do have a small trunk. And it works too. You can probably fit maybe 2 or 3 turkeys in here. Oof. This car is so loud and there's so many people around me. Let me close the door. It's actually very quiet inside this car. You still hear the pleasant exhaust note in back. Ooh, okay, now it shook the car. Well, YouTube, this was such a treat for you guys and for me as well. I mean, I never would have expected sitting inside this car. It's like a dream come true, to be honest. But anyways, YouTube, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and that concludes the tour of this 2011 Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG.
Yeah, here's some legal stuff for you. The views and opinions expressed in the following video may not necessarily reflect those of the title holding automotive dealer or the entity they represent. All videos are filmed with permission by a professional driver on a set course with the collaboration and assistance of local law enforcement authorities. Do not attempt. Logos and brandings of vehicle manufacturers, dealerships, and online social media sites are the sole property of their respective representation used with permission. The Redline logo, soundtrack, and web resources, as well as all other associated media, are copyrighted intellectual property of The Redline LLC. All rights reserved.